They say the dead don't come back online. Once they're gone, their green light goes dark. Profiles fade, messages freeze in time, and that little glow you used to take for granted disappears. The little window where they used to appear stays silent. But 6 years after losing my best friend, I saw it. That glow, his name, online. For 2 minutes, I stared, heart pounding, stomach sinking, waiting for it to vanish. It did. And that should have been the end of it. Until it happened again. Welcome to Phoenix Fortis, where stories of resilience, hope, and redemption take flight. I'm your host, Diane. Today's letter comes from a man named Ben, who thought he had said his last goodbye to his closest friend Andrew years ago. But one ordinary afternoon, he logged into an old gaming account, and there it was, Andrew's name, Andrew's green light. This is a story about grief that lingers, the strange ways connection can return when you least expect it, and how a message from the past can change the course of the present. It's about friendship, memory, and finding a piece of someone you thought you'd lost alive in someone new. Dear Phoenix Fortis, his name was Andrew. We met online through a game server about 8 years ago, back when group chats were chaotic and memes were low res. We hit it off fast. We weren't the same age, didn't live in the same state, and never actually met in person. But somehow that didn't matter. He was my late-night partner in crime, my squad mate, my sounding board, my holy crap, did you see that shot guy? For a couple years, he was always there. Same gamer tag, same dark humor, same green light blinking next to his name. And then one night, he wasn't. No message, no sign-off, just gone. I waited, I messaged, I joked, if you're rage quitting our friendship over that last match, at least admit I carried the team. No response. I figured life got busy, or weird, or that maybe I'd been ghosted. A few months later, I gave up. But I never deleted him, never removed his tag from my list. That tiny green light had been such a constant that I couldn't bring myself to erase it. 6 years passed, and then one random Tuesday, I log in, just checking messages, nostalgia scroll, and I see it. Andrew, online, just sitting there, green dot, active status, like nothing had changed. My heart stopped. I blinked, refreshed the screen, checked my connection, and then gone, offline. I stared at the empty chat window like it owed me an explanation. Did I imagine it? Was it a glitch? I kept asking myself, what did I actually see? Did I misread the name? Was it cached data? I refreshed, reopened, even logged out and back in. Still nothing. Part of me wanted to believe it was a fluke, but the other part, the part that used to wait for that green light every night, felt something I hadn't felt in years. Hope. And then came the guilt. And what kind of friend was I, hoping it was a ghost? I messaged a couple people from the old group. Nobody saw it. No one had talked to him. I let it go. Then, 3 days later, boom, green light. Andrew, online again. I watched it for 10 minutes, my heart pounding. I tried to think of something to say that didn't sound insane. Finally, I just typed, seriously? 2 seconds later, red, then offline. I sat there in total silence, angry, hurt, confused. If it was him, how dare he come back like that after 6 years and not say a word? Another week passed. No sign. Then he was online again, but this time a message came through. I didn't know what to expect. I thought maybe I'd get one of those cryptic one-liners, or worse, a joke like nothing had happened. I braced myself for anger, or awkwardness, or just more silence. Instead, I got something else entirely. "Hi, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I'm Andrew's son. My name's Alec." Turns out, Alec had found his dad's old laptop in a box of things his mom hadn't touched in years. He booted it up out of curiosity and saw the old app open, logged in using saved credentials. He didn't mean to upset anyone. He just wanted to see who his dad used to talk to. I asked about Andrew. Alec told me everything. The accident, the silence, how his dad's old laptop just sat there, untouched, forgotten, and how, after all this time, Alec was just trying to understand the man he barely remembered. So we talked. I told him what his dad was like in our world. Funny, sharp, competitive, fiercely loyal. I sent him screenshots, old game clips, a meme Andrew once made that was too terrible to forget. I even told Alec about that joke, how I'd once accused his dad of rage quitting our friendship. Alex shared pieces of his childhood, the bedtime stories, the inside jokes, the way Andrew always said goodnight like it was a ritual. We traded stories, and somehow they started to fit together. I thought I'd lost a friend, but in a strange way, I found him again. Through his son, through memory. And Alec got something too. A glimpse of the man he knew through the eyes of someone who knew him differently. A green light I thought had gone out forever turned back on. I didn't get a message from Andrew, but somehow I got the message. Ben. Ben, thank you for trusting us with this story. There's a kind of echo that lives in the digital world. The internet remembers things we've forgotten. Old usernames, unread messages, saved images, half-finished thoughts. Sometimes those fragments are all we have left. Grief in the digital age isn't about gravestones. It's about logins, status updates, frozen chat windows that never go gray. Maybe it's a playlist someone made for you years ago, an email thread you never deleted, a profile picture frozen in time. We don't always get to say goodbye the way we want to, but sometimes connection doesn't care about proper endings. Sometimes it waits, quietly, until the right person logs in. Alec may not have been looking for a message from his dad that day, but in finding you, he found a bridge, a way to see the man he knew through the eyes of the friend who knew him best. And maybe that green light wasn't just a glitch. Maybe it was a hand reaching across years of silence, a small, steady glow saying, "I'm still here. The story isn't over." If you've ever received a message from the past, a voicemail you couldn't bring yourself to delete, a letter tucked into a forgotten drawer, or a sudden green light from a name you thought you'd never see again, we'd love to hear your story. Because here at Phoenix Fortis, we believe that even the smallest spark, a few words, a familiar sound, a single glowing dot, can bring something back to life. Maybe not forever, maybe just for a moment, but sometimes a moment is all it takes to remind us we're still connected. To all our listeners, if this story stirred something in you, don't ignore it. Reach out to that person you've been meaning to check in on. Send the text. Make the call. Here's a hard truth. One day, their green light will go out, and it will be too late. You never know how much a single message can mean until you can't send it anymore. One day, you'll either be glad you did, or you'll wish you had. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, share, and subscribe. And pass this story along to someone who might need the reminder that the people we love live on in more ways than we think, and sometimes all it takes to find them again is pressing send. This has been Phoenix Fortis, where stories of resilience, hope, and redemption take flight. I'm Diane, and we'll be back soon with another story of connection, memory, and the quiet ways the past finds its way back to us. Until then, take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and remember, sometimes the green light isn't just a status. It might just be a second chance, one you didn't know you needed from someone you didn't know was still there. And if you'd like more reflections from Diane's hard truths, be sure to check out our Phoenix Fortis shorts, brief moments of insight for the days you need them most. And as always, keep rising.